Hey, sorry about the lighting. So I do mention this in the video, but I just want to apologize now, before you go into this, that the audio and the video don't sync up properly at times. My housemate Olivia, who is meant to be starting a YouTube channel, and she better hurry up, and I'll link her channel down below when she does, lent me a microphone. It's a Blue Yeti Snowball. This is the first time I've ever used it to film a video with. So some of the audio and visuals are out. It's very annoying and I apologize, but I have tinkered with it so much and just can't get it to do what it's meant to do. So I'm sorry, I apologize now. I know it's annoying, but hopefully in the next video it should be fine. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy my ridiculously large haul. As I'm watching it now, I can see a book in the back that I forgot. So, good lord. Let me show you what you're missing. Paradise. Hey everyone, how are you? What are you reading? Welcome back to my channel. I am Rhiannon, and today I'm coming at you with a pretty large book haul. Oh dear. So, two things. Firstly, I'm really sorry if the audio and the video on this lag each other a little bit. My friend has lent me a real microphone. Look at that, it's recording and everything. So I've done like a clap or something at the beginning to try and like put them together, but like a couple of months ago I filmed a book haul, a collective book haul of all the books I haven't shown you since I got them, but that number has grown and I never posted that video, so we're just gonna put them all in together. We should probably get started. I did write a list. There's over 28 books in this book haul. So I'll just start with what's in front of me. The Goldsboro edition of Priory of the Orange Tree. Last time I did a book haul, I didn't have this version. She has beautiful sprayed gold edges, and she is number 241 of 500 exclusive editions, and she's signed by Samantha, which is the reason I wanted it, because Samantha Shannon owns my ass, and I'm not sorry. The next book I have next to me is again by Better, by Christine Riccio. I'm a person, we know this. She was describing it on her channel as the book she wished she'd had in college, because it's about a main character who's never been in love, never had a relationship, she feels left behind by all of her friends, and honestly, that's a big mood. Been there, done that one. So I'm excited to read this, see how much I relate to the character. And then I can't remember if I have shown you guys these before. I show my Instagram story a lot of things, and so now I'm confused what I have and have not shown you guys. So I'm sorry. But we have the first three books in the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series by Ransom Riggs. I bought them from a secondhand bookstore for $3 each. Winning. And then we have another book. I'll just go through some of the books I got from secondhand stores first, because I feel like that makes the most sense, because I've just shown you those ones. But we have this one. It's called The Eyeball Collector. It's, I think, a middle grade. But it just sounded weird and interesting, and it was fun, and it was $3, so I'm trash. The next book that I have is, again, a weird one, but it was only $3, and it was a huge part of my life growing up, and it is Breaking Dawn by Stephenie Meyer in hardback. See, my versions of the books never had cool title pages. Jesus. I don't actually remember how these books end. I remember how the movie ends. It was terrible. And then this one isn't from a secondhand bookstore, it's actually from my local library, and it was only 50 cents, which is bargain. It is The Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johnson. I've heard some good things about this series. Back in the day, many moons ago, before I even had a blog or anything. That's the first time I've seen that. I'm drawn from the State Library of Tasmania. So I'm actually kind of interested to read it, if I ever get to it, but it's here now, so if it takes my fancy, I can go with it. And then for school, I have to read some Shakespeare's, and I bought this one, and I'm probably not going to end up reading it, because I'm trash. But we have Othello by William Shakespeare. This was the best version I could find. That didn't cost me $12 or $13. Pause. I've lied to you all. I have 39 books here. I forgot one. Anyway, yes. So I bought this version of Othello because it's the Cambridge School Shakespeare, and it was the cheapest one I could find at $3. I also got Mirage by Sumaya Dord. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible human being, and I'm sorry. but I had heard some interesting things about this one. I know a lot of people went into it thinking it was a fantasy, but it's a sci-fi or something, so I'm interested for that one. I'm really sorry that I'm not really going through all of the books properly, but I have so many here that I think to actually go through and tell you the plot of all of these books is going to take me all day, and I don't have all day, so we're a bit rushing here. The next one I don't actually have to explain to you guys because I've already shown a version of this before, but it is Jekyll and Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. It's just a cute little version, and it's part of a series where if you get all of them, the back cover makes a big photo. Ta-da! But I liked the typography on the cover of this one, and I like collecting multiple copies of books about things that I love. So the next book I want to show you is again from a secondhand bookstore, which this is the last one, and it's a bit of a weird looking one. It's not something I'd normally pick up, but it's called The Diabolical Miss Hyde by Viola Carr, and it's an electric powered Victorian London. It's steampunk, it's Jekyll's daughter, and there's a secret society and serial killer going around London calling they're calling him the Chopper, but then on Goodreads I'm pretty sure they called him the Slicer, so I'm not gonna ask. Her name's Eliza Jekyll, but she turns into Lizzie Hyde to help solve the mystery. And there's more books, so it's like a whole thing, and I was like, I need it. Steampunk, Jekyll and Hyde, I need it. Now I'm just going to get into everything else. I'll show you the ones that Bloomsbury have sent me. So Bloomsbury kind of sent me these two. Little Book Owl was selling some books on Facebook and I bought some. So I bought Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins from her. I heard good things about the first book, not so much about the others, but like, I'm going to make up my own mind because I don't remember whose channel I saw it on first. It might have been Catty-tastic, but I was like, oh, that sounds cool, so I'm gonna attempt to read this one at some point. I'm hoping that I'm gonna have a nice long reading stint during the summer holidays, during October and through to March. But there's that one, and then she was like, do you want anything else from the office? And I was like, oh yeah, I don't know what you guys have though. And she was like, oh, we've got these ones. And so I picked Wild and Crooked by Leah Thomas, and it's about a murder in a town, and one person's dad did the killing and the other's dad got killed, and then they fall in love or something, I think. But it sounds really good. It's out now. It came out on June 4th. I'm just very, very, very behind on everything. But it came out June 4th. Then I requested from Bloomsbury a copy of Call It What You Want by Bridget Kemmerer. I hate myself. So I have that one. I haven't started reading it yet because trash. I am trash. And I'm sorry Bloomsbury that I'm like this. I just finished We Are Blood and Thunder the other day and I've had it since like February, so it's fine. But I'm really excited to read it because I really loved A Curse So Dark and Lonely. And they also sent me, and this was really exciting because I didn't ask for this, I didn't know this was even gonna come to me, but I read one of Sarah Crossan's books a little while ago and I loved it so much. And then they sent me Toffee by Sarah Crossan, and I'm so excited to read it because I loved The Weight of Water so much. And so now I'm excited to read this one too, and I guess who hasn't read it yet? This girl, that's who. And then I'm just going to show you everything that I've bought. I'll start with Love Your Bookshop Day, because that's fun. So on Love Your Bookshop Day, I won one of the gift prizes. So the two books that I won in my gift bag were This Mortal Coil and This Cruel Design, the arcs for both of those. I have not read these. They are by, don't put the author's name, Emily Suvada. They're very pretty, sprayed edges. I do love a pretty arc. So I'm excited to read these because apparently they're good. I think I've heard good things. I'm glad I've got both of them because then I can kind of binge. If I do really enjoy the first one, I can just get straight onto the second one. They had a Lucky Dip and they had the Blind Date with a Book. So for the Lucky Dip, which was a Rebels of the Shelves thing, which is my book club, I got Begin and Begin, a Love Oz YA anthology. So it's got Amy Kaufman in it, Danielle Binks, a bunch of Aussie authors, so that's really cool. I'm not really sure, obviously, what the story's about, because it's a bunch of little short stories, which is fun. So that's going to be fun, and also it's so good to read local authors, and I am Australian, and therefore they are local to me. For Blind Date with a Book, I picked up, so my thing said, contemporary fiction, a touch of magic, love story, and fantastical, and it was The Doll Maker by Nina Allen, and I'd never heard of it before, because it's an adult novel, but it says, I'm not going to be able to say her first name, and I'm sorry, Ewa Chaplin, Wasn't afraid to make dolls that weren't comforting. She seemed to know that dolls are people just like us. So I'm saving this one for October because that sounds creepy. But also interesting, it came out April, so go get your hands on one of those. Oh, I think it's also queer, so that's fun. I am a fan of queer literature. Oh, I forgot one. I forgot an op shop find. Hardback Wrath in the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. I'm so happy I found this. It has pretty deckled edges. It has the pretty end pages. It's so pretty naked. It's such a beautiful cover. Oh, I really need to reread. I really need to reread these because I love Renee Ahdieh. It's such a good book. Oh. And then all of these, except 2, are from Dimmicks, but the first one that wasn't from Dimmicks is actually a copy of Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie, and I feel like I've put this in a haul before, but I also don't remember. I'm not that big of a fan of some of the illustrations throughout the book, like just the little ones that are in each. Like, they're fine, but they're not, like, I would have liked slightly different. But the big pictures on the pages are stunning, and I love them, and they're different, but I absolutely adore them, and I adore Peter Pan as a concept. And I've never actually read the book. I didn't really like the Disney film, but I liked the Peter Pan with the guy in it that everyone thinks is hot now, and Hook, so I'm very excited to finish it. I've read a bit of it. Like, look how beautiful that is. Oh, stunning. And then that one's just a bit boring. I'm 28 pages in, but I feel like if I sit down and actually read it, I'm just going to devour the whole thing, because I just love it so much. And Peter Pan inspired one of my favourite movies and musicals, which is Finding Neverland, so I have to read it, just like I have to read Jekyll and Hyde, because it inspired my second favourite musical of all time. I read The Phantom of Manhattan, which inspired Love Never Dies. We don't talk about that book anymore. I actually threw it. I hated it so much. The next book I'm going to show you I got from Target. Now, I know America's Target is different to our Target. Our Target sucks. Our Kmart is like, though. So I got Jack Hyde by Amy Ross because it's a Jekyll and Hyde retelling. And I'm trash. And it was like $6, so I was like, okay. Now, onto my little Dimmicks haul. Got these ones on sale. We have Andrew Lloyd Webber, Unmasked, a memoir. And I'm actually further in it than I thought I would be. I'm 52 pages in, and he's actually kind of funny. I actually am quite enjoying this book. I've never read a memoir before. I've never read a biography before because they're just not really my thing. But I obviously am a huge fan of Andrew Lloyd Webber's musicals, and I saw it on sale and I was like, well, I'm gonna get it. It was like $10. Beautiful photos in here of Phantom of the Opera too. But this book actually finishes opening night of Phantom. But because it finishes there, he was like, do you got, I might write another part if people are interested. And I'm like, yeah, I'm interested. Because the other part's gonna have Love Never Dies in it. And that thing was a show. And I just need to know everything straight from the horse's mouth. What happened? Why is it so bad? The book that I picked up the same time was The Reign of the Earth by A.G. Gowan. Again, can't say names. I've heard many mixed reviews about this book. Mostly people have said that they enjoyed it, and I know that the second one came out recently, so I will give it a go. Apparently I have a lot of favourite books that have to do with Daughters of the Desert, so it's like a trend. I'll probably like this. Apparently it's a thing that I reach for in novels. I also picked up Dividing Eden by Joelle Charbonnet. Probably didn't say that right either. My friend has read this, and she really, really enjoyed it, and I trust her. So I picked it up. I think it's about twins. Yes, it's about twins. And I love twin stories because, hi, I'm a twin. So this, fantastic, great, brilliant, wonderful. The next book was a book club book of the month, and I'm glad I read it because it was actually quite good. And it's Broken Things by Lauren Oliver. By the end of it, I was like, who did it? Who did it? I didn't see it coming. And I was kind of disappointed. At the end of the book actually made me dislike it a bit more, and I think I gave it a lower rating literally for the ending of the book. If you guys want a review of why I didn't like the ending of this book, I'm more than happy to do that because I really, really, really want to have a bitch about it because I'm so mad. But it was good. I really enjoyed it. I love book club because it makes me read things I wouldn't normally read. We're meant to be reading Four Dead Queens, but I'm not going to get to because I have an essay due tomorrow and Sunday, and I haven't read a book Due Monday. Due Monday? I haven't read a book that's out on Monday. Yeah, no, it's Monday, it's fine. Tuesday. It was Tuesday. Tuesday is my nan's birthday, and the book came out on my nan's birthday, so... It's been a week. It is Crown of Coral and Pearl by Mara Rutherford, and it is the first book I have been sent by Harlequin, which is so cool. Normally the only people that send me books are Bloomsbury. It's again about twins, and it comes out on Monday, actually, on the 27th of August, which is my Nana's birthday. So I'll be with her that day, but I do need to finish it. I'm only 94 pages in, so I kind of need to vamoose my caboose, you know? The next book I'm going to show you is one that I am actually currently using to write the essay that's due tomorrow, and that is Hamlet by William Shakespeare. Hamlet has actually become one of my favourite Shakespeares. Never used to be. I never used to like Shakespeare at all, actually, but I did some Shakespeare last year at acting, and the way my teacher taught it was far more interesting than the way I'd ever learnt about it in school, and I was far more connected, and I think for me as someone who is a visual learner and likes acting, getting to act out the scenes rather than just study the scenes actually really helped. But I've discovered I actually quite like Hamlet. Hamlet and Midsummer Night's Dream are two of my favourites. There's a bit in The Taming of the Shrew that I absolutely adore, and it's when Catherine first meets the guy that she ends up marrying, because my friend in acting and I did that scene together, and it was hilarious. We both still chuckle about it to this day. If I go up to him and just say, "My simple dainty Kate," he laughs. So we've only got 4 more books. We are at the end. 4 more books. On the train of thought, that is... Oh no, 5 more books! I keep forgetting this one. I got The Tempest by William Shakespeare, and it's really cool bendy edition with a cool cover. So, the last 4 books I have to show you. The first one is Heartstopper by Laura Osman. Yeah, Laura Osman. I love them so much. Just want them to be happy, together, forever, in love. And I love them. I need to get part 2. I need to just read it online because I don't want to wait anymore, and I love them. Please, please, please pick up Heartstopper. The next one I picked up because I thought it looked cute. I haven't read it yet, but it's not going to take me long to read it, so I'm going to wait till I can just sit down and read. And it is The Starlight Watchmaker by Lauren James, who wrote The Loneliest Girl in the Universe. And the fun thing about this book, it's very thin, but it's on off-white paper, which I don't know if you can really tell on camera, and the writing is in a serif font because it is dyslexic friendly. Now, I don't think I'm dyslexic. I'm not going to claim that I am dyslexic, but I do sometimes have trouble differentiating between letters. My worst ones is G, J, X, and K. And I don't know why, and I've always done it. And it's just something I've really realised in the last couple of years, that I have trouble telling the difference between G, J, X, and K. This looks really cute. It's about androids and humans, and it sounds fun and cute. And it's got really, really thick paper. Like, really thick paper. Like, the quality of this book. The next book I'm going to show you is called Ophelia, and it's by Lisa Klein. This is the movie edition. But this book follows Ophelia and what happens from like the start of Hamlet, but following Ophelia up until her death. I read it in high school when I was in year 7. So I was 12 or 13. And looking at this book now, like looking at like part 1, Elsinore, Denmark. It's giving me such flashbacks. I also kind of wore flashbacks because I did it for an assignment. The teacher was really mean about it. I really enjoyed this book when I read it when I was younger, so I really want to reread it. And now I want to watch the movie too, and Tom Felton's in it. And he played Draco Malfoy, if you didn't know, which you probably did. But I didn't even realize it was that. Like, I saw it, I was like, Ophelia, and then I realized it was the same one, and I was so excited, so I bought it because, childhood nostalgia. And finally, and I feel like I've left this one to last just because it's going to upset me to say it, I bought the ever popular, and dear God, I hope I like it, because if not, I'm going to feel really bad. I bought Red, White, and Royal Blue by Cassie McQuiston. Again, I can't say words. Can't say people's names. I struggle to say my R's and W's. This book title is hell to me, but I went to say this on my Instagram story and I completely butchered it because I can't speak. I'm not joking when I say that, I can't speak. But I'm so excited to read this. It sounds so good. And I've heard nothing but good things about this book, although now I'm worried that the hype is going to ruin it for me, though. I'm so excited. So yes, that is my book haul we had 34 books. I'm a little ashamed of myself. That is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm so sorry that I've been away for such a long time. I do truly apologize. I am now going to go put on some makeup and write an essay. If you'd like, you can follow me on all of my social medias, which as always will be linked in the description bar down below. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye!